What I am noticing right now is a deep call for surrendering to our higher selves, surrendering to our soul aligned path. And this is truly, in our modern day, I feel one of the most challenging things. Not because walking our soul path is difficult, because actually it is miraculously aligned and easy when we are in the flow of it, but challenging because of all of the noise, all of the external noise and comparison, and which leads to judgment and confusion and really like this inner chaos and questioning of our true soul path and our true soul destiny, and if we are doing what our soul has called for us to do. And this is a really important conversation for us to have, because while we can think we are on our soul path, doing our highest self truth, what often happens is we are living what we perceive we should be doing. Now, how do we get to this place and space of like deeply knowing, not just like, okay, like I'm just gonna think my way. Like, this is like what I see for so many is like, it's like trying to penetrate with the mind, with the thoughts of like, I'll just figure it out. And we are, oh, sweet friends, we are moving beyond this way of living and being and doing and working with our truth. We are simply beyond it, because where you are being called up to, where we're all being called up to, is living from our hearts, living from our truth, and following our truth each and every day. And so this is not only surrendering to our soul path and our highest self, but this is a surrendering to source. This is a surrendering to God, source, divine, whatever you want to call it. This is surrendering to our path. This is surrendering to our body. This is surrendering to the aspects and pieces of ourself that we haven't wanted to fully accept, and allowing them to integrate into our experience and into our path. Because you see, we have this perception when we look out at what everyone is doing, that we are behind, that we are not on our path, that we are surely not taking the right steps, and that everything that has transpired previously, like, were we doing it right? Were we like what was this the right path? Should I have been doing this? And what I want to share and say for that is that every single thing upon your path has been deliberate. It has been exactly for a reason. And so for myself, if you've seen last video, I recently had an awareness and realization that completely flipped my world upside down. Now, this is what the mind does, I began looking back at all of these things in my past and things that I have learned and received and created, and so many facets of my journey, right? And I started thinking, was that wrong? Should I have actually done that? I shouldn't have actually done that. But here's the thing. Doing that, thinking that, believing in that certain way, creating that certain thing, doing that certain thing, receiving that certain thing, it did something within you so that you could shift your energy and then discover the next iteration of your path and the next iteration of your path. But we can only continue on this way of our path and this way of creating and living in alignment with our path by simply following the next and the next and the next. It's very easy to want to get 10 steps out ahead and we want to know the full picture. We want to know, like, okay, but like, Jasmine, then what is my soul aligned path? Like, I want to know what it is, and like, what's going to be the outcome of it? You might not know. And that might be exactly for a reason, because if your soul wanted you to know all of the pieces, you would. But there is such a magic that comes in surrendering to what is unfolding right in front of us right now. We can't possibly know how things are going to turn out, nor should we. Nor would you want to. You truly wouldn't. Our mind says we want to know, and so we go to psychics, we go to astrologers, we go to human design, we go to gene keys, and all these beautiful tools that we have along our journey. But the truth is, the true thing about all of this is that your path is yours. And all of these external influences are only here to help support you, never to tell you what to do, how to do it, and when to do it, why to do it. That is you and your soul and source. No one else. No thing else. And if you want to create something, trust you can create it. You can become it. You can be it. But there's a very different energy, and this is what we have to begin to learn to decipher and to decode is, are you wanting something because you think you should have it? You think you should be it. You think that it is your soul path based off what you are seeing in your friends, in your social media, in your environment? Or is it truly what your heart, what your soul, and what your higher self are guiding you to? These are very, very different things. And so this is where this surrender comes in. We must surrender to our truth. And oh my goodness, dear friends, when you truly surrender, this is when you get these circumstances and situations that completely flip your paradigm upside down, because it says, okay, it's go time. They're ready. They're ready for the next step. They're ready for the next iteration. They're ready for the next trajectory. They're ready for the next whatever it is that's part of their path. And so when you fully surrender to your path, be open to things shifting, things changing, things falling away, friendships falling away, relationships that are no longer aligned, showing you that they are no longer aligned, no longer feeling the resonance in whatever you're doing or have been doing. And this takes a lot of courage to really look at these aspects and facets of our life and being at peace with what has been, so that we can step into and create what is coming. And this is one of the most, when you're really in it, this is one of the most challenging things to go through. And so if you truly need deeper support, which we all need support along this, I truly cannot imagine going through my process and my journey without support. Reach out for someone, with someone who can truly see you, truly resonate with you. Resonance is so important when working with anyone. Don't work with someone just because they say that they can do XYZ. I'll never forget, this was one of the most important things that I learned in my journey, is it actually doesn't matter what all of the person's testimonials and what their page and all of these things, what any of these say and claim. It doesn't matter about any of that. It matters how I feel about their energy. That's all that matters. And what I've also learned is some of the best people that I have received insights and wisdom and guidance from, they have no social media presence. They're not even doing all of this stuff, you know? So find someone who feels in resonance with you to help support you, whether it is for one session or for long-term guidance. We need this. We need each other more than ever right here, right now. And if you're just needing like that little oomph to get you into clear connection and alignment with your soul path, with your truth, with your intuition, with your connection to your higher self. This is where the miracle frequency is designed to support you so that you can move through these challenging times. There is specifically in there, a meditation transmission designed to get you to clear out the energy not serving you, the energy that is old, stagnant, and rooted into a paradigm that you are moving out of. And so when we release that and really move that through the body, we create space now. And I lead you and guide you to open up to that space and receive the next wisdom and guidance and answers. But we have to create space for that. If there is not space in the body, in your field, don't expect the miraculous answers to drop in. We have to create space for them. And this is something that people aren't really like sharing and educating us on, is that energy, we need to create space for what we're creating. And this is going to require a lot of rest. This is going to require moving energy through the body, through your field, in creating the space in your life. So if you're looking for support with that, details are below for the miracle frequency, and reach out if you're seeking one-on-one support to truly catapult you and support you and hold you into this next level and expansion that you are in. And with that, I'm just sending you all infinite love and light.